All right, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's broaden our minds. So, Will Smith has finally opened up and talked about the Oscar slap on that night when he slapped Chris Rock. And for some of you all who didn't get a chance to see it, uh, go check it out. Come back and let me know what you think about it. But we're about to get into it today. So, yeah, I'm about to go in and drop my opinions about this. And like I said, you guys check out the video and tell me what you think. But I'm just going to give you my opinion about what I saw with this apology and overall what's going on. Hold on, let me take a drink of this. Okay, so what we have seen is that we've seen Will Smith. He is unhappy in a toxic marriage with a toxic woman. A woman who has already let it be known and showed that she does not love him, she does not respect him, but she wants to be in control. Let me say this again. She does not love him, she does not respect him, but she wants to be in control. This is a woman who has made a fool out of him and has taken advantage of him. Now, when it comes to the Oscar slap, Will said that Jada didn't tell him to do it, but I still believe that she did because if you go back and look at it, when Chris was telling the joke, Will was laughing. She did not laugh. She gave Will this side eye look, which means that, well, for one, let me say this because you can talk through body language. You don't necessarily have to say anything out your mouth, but your body language says a lot. And everybody who saw with her body language that she told Will to do that. In other words, it was like, oh, you think that's funny? You just gonna sit there and let him disrespect me like that? So Will, being a guy trying to please his wife, trying to show her that he is a man, and constantly trying to fight to prove this to a toxic woman, gets up, goes on the stage, and slaps Chris Rock. Then, when he comes back and sit down, you see him screaming and cursing at him, keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth. But they showed another angle that when he smacked Chris and he came back to his seat, and when Chris said Will Smith smacked the shit out of me, you see Jada sitting back, cat, 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 gee, 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 laughing like it was funny. So when Will said she didn't tell him to do it, I don't buy that. She told him to do it. Okay? She told him to do that. Then, after all this was taken care of, after all this had happened, he got up there. He apologized to everybody else except Chris. He went to the parties and was kicking in and dancing and everything like that. Nothing about Chris. But now here it is, months later, and you decide now to say, hey, I apologize to Chris. I apologize to his family. I apologize to all the nominees. You're doing all this apology now, but the question is, Will, you should have did that a long time ago when the whole situation happened. One, you shouldn't even done that because what you should have did was that when she was looking like that, like she was not happy with the joke, then you as a man should have told her, don't worry about it. We ain't gonna worry about that right now. I'll talk to him about it. And that should have been it. Instead of you going up on the stage slapping him. Now here it is months later because everything has taken place, how they've been uh, hitting your money as far as your projects and all these things that you had planned. Now you decide a couple of months later to say, hey, I apologize. But the question is, do people really believe that your apology is sincere? Some people may say maybe, but a lot of people don't believe it because they feel like this is a PR stunt for him because he's trying to get his fan base back. He's trying to clean up his image, which, in my opinion, I think it is. But to me, and I'm going to say this, some people may not like when I say this, but I think for Will to really clean up his image and to really get himself together, he needs to just go ahead, file for divorce, and get her away from him. Because everybody sees this. Everybody sees how this woman has been making a fool out of him for years. For years. And consistently keeps doing it. I understand, Will, you love her and all this, and you was up there at the Oscars talking about I'm fighting, this, and love will make you do crazy things and this and this. Will, I mean, understand that love will make you do crazy things, but bro, you trying to love somebody who made it clear that they don't love you, they don't respect you, and the worst thing that you can do is try to work it out or be with somebody who's made it clear of those things. What are you holding on to? Your kids are grown and gone. You know, this woman don't respect you. It's time to just say, you know what? Let's get the divorce, get it out of my life, move on. Now, some people may say, okay, he don't want to file divorce because he don't want to pay that money. Sometimes, man, and that could be true, but sometimes, man, you just gotta bite the bullet and just be like, look here, man, go and give her that money, go and get it done, so I can just get her away from me, so I can have a peace of mind and have a peaceful life. Because that's what he wants at this point. He wants a peaceful life. He wants to have a peace of mind, but he can't because he's got this. How can I say it? Once again, he's got this toxic woman that's got this strangle on him. You know, this is something that should never happen. It should never got to this point of you slapping Chris Rock or any of those things. It just shouldn't got to that point. And some people like, oh yeah, give Will a chance, and it's people that's done way more crazier things and stuff. I get that. I get all those things. But at the same time, you talking about somebody who's been in a toxic marriage for years with somebody who's shown you over and over and over and over again that she doesn't love you. She doesn't want to be with you. She doesn't want to be with you. And if I'm not mistaken, I think allegedly she said something about that. Something about the red table talk. They were saying that she said that she didn't want to marry him or something like that, or she cried at the wedding because she didn't want to marry him. You know, so I look at this whole thing as a teaching moment for men and women. Is that don't put yourself in a situation to try to do stupid stuff to prove something to somebody who's made it clear that they don't give a damn about you. Because when you do that, you wind up losing the things that you built yourself up to have. You wind up losing your career. You wind up losing your respect and all those things for somebody who's just sitting back, just what she did at the Oscars, just cat gee 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 laughing, you know. And yeah, he's been banned from the Oscars. He's been banned for all those things and stuff. But also, you got to realize that when he did this, he really got a lot of flack and a lot of heat from the comedy world because you had a whole lot of comedians, even still to now, that don't like Will because what they all said was like what he did was some bullshit and it was some bully shit. And I agree that it was because you smack Chris Rock, a guy who's not known to be aggressive, disrespectful, or confrontational. And then you had somebody like Jazzy Jeff, who they said went on a podcast and was saying something about if Will Smith, if it was Mike Tyson, Will Smith, stop, okay? Just stop. Because we all know had that been anybody else besides Will, The Rock, Mike Tyson, whoever, and Will would have done that. First of all, he wouldn't have done that. And two, if he would have made an attempt to do that, Will would have got his ass whooped. Okay? So we're not going to even go there. We're not going to even go there. So do I think that this, in my opinion, is this apology sincere? I believe maybe some of it is sincere, but a big chunk of it is just PR to try to clean up his image. And I feel that if he was going to clean up his image, if he's going to do something about it, he should have did it the night that it happened. You had Tyler Perry, Denzel Washington, Bradley Cooper, all these people trying to calm you down and talk to you and do all that stuff, which that should never happen. You should have got up and should have went and talked to Chris yourself. And then he said, I reached out to Chris and all that. And let's just be honest, y'all. Chris don't want to talk to Will. He don't want to talk to Will. He don't want to talk to Jada. He don't want to talk to none of them. I wouldn't. Shit, after you slap me in front of everybody and in front of the world and everything, and now you want to say, let's sit down and talk. Man, we ain't got nothing to talk about. Then you had Jada when it happened. Oh man, I'm here for healing all this. Then come out again with this. Oh, I hope these two men can sit down and work this out and all this. Like you didn't play a part in this. Like you wasn't the Don King that instigating all this shit. You know, Will is apologizing, but you haven't heard her say anything. And it's just like what Vivica Fox said. There's no accountability on her end. She's trying to make it seem like I ain't had nothing to do with this. I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. This was all Will. So, like I said, at this point, you know, even though Will did this apology, but it's gonna take a minute for him to clean up a lot of the stuff that he's made for himself and he's put himself in from the cause of all this. Because people are looking at this like it was some bully shit, and yeah, it was some bully shit. And I feel that if Will wants to, excuse me, get himself back on track and really want to make things happen for himself, bruh, go ahead, throw in the towel, go ahead and file that divorce and get her away from you. Because the longer you keep her around, the worse it's gonna get. It was already bad and it's going from bad to worse. So man, hey, bro, just it's time to get out, man. That's it. It's time to get out. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, get to the chopper. It's time to go, man. It's time to go. I hope that you know, you know, I hope come in because Will is one of my favorite actors, man. Hopefully, man, that he will wake up and decide to just just get up out of there because it's nothing there at this point, but a lot of problems for him. So y'all watch the video. Let me know what y'all think. And until then, holla at your boy.